news article from a newspaper, an online newspaper where they based for Europe. They call them the Guardian, and it talk about Ambazonia. Now, the headline reads: "What were you expecting? A bloodless war? How Cameroon became trapped in a forgotten standoff." The 8-year conflict between the country's French and English-speaking populations has its roots in the colonial past and modern injustice. The root cause of the war in Southern Cameroon. This article is written by Nalova Akwa in Bamenda, submitted to the Guardian. Let me take a look. I read a little bit, then I think we'll summarize now because it's really long. I will drop the link from my WhatsApp channel. So when I will get access, I will get to the full article. Two plants sprouting from the rusty red soil mark the grave behind the family's mud house in the Mokwebo neighborhood of Bamenda, capital of Cameroon's embattled northwest. Maureen's husband, Callistus Uche, was killed in 2022 by soldiers of the country's francophone-dominated government in a civil war he had joined 4 years earlier. "I didn't want him to join the struggle, but separatist fighters threatened to kill him and his entire family if he didn't join," says. "He keeps appearing to me in dreams, crying, apologizing, and saying, 'Join the struggle for our sake.' My last daughter, who was so attached to him, is constantly sick and will get up in the night shouting, 'Daddy, please take me along with you.'" A few miles away, Sonita, whom mourns her husband, Nelson Afu, a prison officer also killed in 2022. Afu joined the army of Cameroon's francophone president, Paul Biya, to quash the secessionist revolt in English-speaking areas. "I felt like my world collapsed around me when my husband died," says Kum. "I could barely recognize his legs in the coffin. The rest of his body had been shattered. Life is meaningless without him," she says. Kum feels her husband died for a just cause, although she struggles financially to care for their 4 children. Violence has torn through Cameroon's 2 English-speaking regions, the Northwest and Southwest, since 2016, when the government imposed French-speaking teachers and lawyers on English-speaking schools and courts. Peaceful protests were met with military force and arrests. As security deteriorated, an Anglophone separatist movement emerged calling for the independence of the region they called Ambazonia. The war has left more than 6,000 people dead and at least 1 million displaced internally, while more than 80,000 have fled to neighboring Nigeria. Children have been deprived of school and the economy is in free fall. Broken and pitted roads have become a trademark of Bamenda, a symptom of the economic inequality Anglophone activists are protesting over. When authorities imposed a curfew on motorbikes in May to curb rising insecurity in the city, separatists responded by ordering drivers to respray taxis white and blue colors of the flag of the revolt. Those who failed to comply had their cars torched. The 8-year conflict stems from Cameroon's colonial past. First occupied by Germany from 1884 to 1916, the country was then a spoil of the First World War, divided between France and Britain. French Cameroon gained independence in 1960, joined by English-speaking Cameroon through a federation a year later. We try to make separatist fighters understand that we are one. Together we can build a better nation, government soldier. In terms of territory and population, the Francophone section represents 80% of the country, while the remainder is English speaking. but a referendum in 1972 abolished the federal structure which had guaranteed rights of the Anglophone minority. They don't see us as human. In the rolling hills of the Menchum area of Northwest Cameroon, General Stone commands 78 separatist fighters. He has lost 30 men to the conflict. Stone voices the anger that drove him to abandon farming to fight. The Francophone government has enslaved us for too long. We have many university graduates roaming the streets. People spend up to 6 years to obtain simple ID cards. Elections are around the corner, but we already know who will win. We are fighting for our rights. Stone says he has repeatedly rejected his family's request to lay down his weapon. He is ready to die a hero. Life in the bush, he says, is challenging, with only plants and treat wounds, such as when a bullet ripped into his toe. The day starts with prayers followed by breakfast, then planning. Our objective is always to kill as many Cameroonian soldiers as possible, Stone says. I have the means to do that. We have enough ammunition sent in from abroad. Countless numbers have already been killed. They don't see us as human. Likewise, we don't see them as one. Stone, a father of 9, claims the military harasses his family. I know we will defeat the military one day. Once that is done, Ambazonia will be a paradise, Stone said. Alabukam is a separatist area outside Bamenda where self-styled Commander Striker is in charge. The 27-year-old justifies the rebellion on several fronts. Francophones manipulate the brains of Anglophones. Francophones squeezes their region dry economically, and Francophones deprive them of lucrative jobs. General Striker is cagey about his unit's tactics, but says what we want is separation and nothing else. We trap Cameroonian soldiers with bombs we fabricate. Countless of them have been killed. We blocked the road in Bengui for 2 good years. We also chased the military from their base at Commercial Avenue in Bamenda. We have enough ammunition, some of which we seized from the soldiers. We will never surrender, General Stone. If the separatists feel that the war is tilting in their favor, government soldiers think otherwise. One speaking on condition of anonymity says the army has a significant urge. The staff sergeant has fought in Bamenda and in the volatile Bamisi and Balikumba areas in the northwest. An Anglophone acknowledges he is fighting against his brothers and sisters, but maintains the army is there to do the job. The army enjoys the collaboration of the population to put out the separatist fighters, he says. The only sensible solution to this conflict is dialogue. Violence can never satisfy nor benefit either side. Another soldier of the Cameroonian military, now serving in a relatively peaceful southern Tico area, claims they often overpower the enemy in their encounters. The separatist fighters are poorly trained, he says. For us, Anglophone soldiers in the army, we don't consider it a war, but rather a misunderstanding between brothers. We try to make separatist fighters understand that we are one, he says. I advise them to give up fighting so that together we can build a better nation. In the Chuobu neighborhood of Bamenda, 2 motorbikes rush past at breakneck speed. Those are the boys, separatist fighters. Josiah, a local guide, whispers they are just back from buying cannabis. They are heading to the bush to consume it. They do that often. Rebel fighters move freely here under the nose of Cameroonian soldiers. We know them, Josiah says. Most young men join the war out of desperation to escalate the grind of their everyday life. Simon Moons, formerly of the Coalition of Cameroon Federalist Groups and Activists, and previously the UN Secretary General's Deputy Special Representative in Ivory Coast, identified 2 factors behind the present conflict: the programmatic domination, marginalization, assimilation, and takeover of Anglophone Cameroon by successive Francophone-led regimes in Yaoundé and excessive concentration of governmental power, authority, and resources at the center. He says only federalism can address both of these root causes and pave the way to a durable peace and normalcy in the 10 regions of Cameroon. Neither a decentralized unitary state nor the breakaway of parts of Cameroon can adequately address the root causes. Caught in the crossfire. With the world's attention on other wars, Cameroonians are trapped in a forgotten standoff. Both sides have been accused of engaging in village raids, massacres, unlawful killings, looting, arbitrary arrests, and the use of torture and sexual violence. The military want us to report the separatist fighters to them, which is a risky thing to do. We live in constant fear. Marche Margaret, massacre survivor. Last year, on 6 November, Anglophone rebels killed at least 30 unarmed civilians in a southwest village in Mamfe. In June 2022, the separatists were accused of killing 32 civilians during a bloody attack in the Akwaya district. Cameroon military and the Ambazonia secessionist leaders traded accusations after the killing of school children in 2022 and 2021. The government later admitted the army's role in 21 deaths in February 2020 in Gabo in the northwest. A rare occurrence in a war where denial is commonplace. Witnesses say the soldiers accused villagers of sheltering terrorists. Survivors of massacres accuse both sides of ignoring allegations of civilian harm. And memories are strong. On 14 February each year, the people of Gabo visit the graves of the 21 who died in 2020 and have left a row of burned out buildings standing as memorial to the tragedy. I weep each time I set eyes on the mass graves of the innocent people, says Marche Margaret. All my neighbors were killed. I believe those people are in heaven because they were unjustly killed. Right now, we are still not safe. The military want us to report the presence of the separatist fighters to them, which is a risky thing to do. We live in constant fear. I'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I will drop the complete report for my WhatsApp channel. Maybe I will drop the link for here. If you never see the link for here, I beg. If you check out my WhatsApp channel. If you know my WhatsApp channel, if you ask a comment, I will send up to you. You go watch it. I beg. I be sorry for some of you. I never hear reply. I don't send you the WhatsApp channel. You never check your inbox. Check your inbox first before you can ask her. Now, a lot of things that you be spoke, people they talk about the struggle in various ways. But I want to tell you, say, the more we resist La Republic, and the more the world it come to open up to a couple of things. I don't tell you, say, Ambazonia, freedom means freedom. If you want justice, you must practice justice. When I hear the kind of report the way it come up from left and right. Sometimes they for the kind of report, sometimes they look at say, you get the point. Now why that we do the right things. Go after La Republic, we never ever leave them. We no go leave them until Boya. We no go put down and stick them as we don't hold them until Boya. We talk am no. We talk am. Ambazonian soldier, una place day. You get the point? Una place day. Una no hurry for una wan go attack. No hurry so una wan go show. Take your time. Una make sure say any show una wan go. Na result then una go back go there for una base. We no wan lose any soldier again. No one lost any soldier again. They kill them or come off wala. We don't beg them. Southern Cameroon, we don't mean a country. We will repeat them and we will dare them for their face. Not let's say a misunderstanding between two brothers. Who be brother? Satan and God is brother. They don't understand. They are opposite people. Good and bad na brother. Not be brother. Any ekelebe way things say this so amber na a brother. Think again. Come to our front. You go collect. I'll see you again for my next update. I will drop the link for that report from my WhatsApp channel. And thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry to say this video will be very, very long. Thank you very much.